Hi, I'm Sunita Rodrigues. I love my kids, my husband, my job, and I love to cook. My mantra is to cook it simple, to cook it good, and to cook it with soul. I've trained as a chef at the Taj group of hotels and traveled to food festivals all over the globe. My tactics and tricks hold the secret to cooking up happy times. Join me on Meals on the Run with Sunita. Hi, I'm Sunita Rodrigues and welcome to Meals on the Run, where I'm going to show you how to make simple, easy recipes with the least amount of effort. It's yummy and soft on the inside and nice and crisp on the outside, flavored with that thyme. The combination and the colors all here together with a whole host of fragrant spices. Wow! Just look at those amazing layers. An amazing, exquisite dish that I'm going to enjoy all by myself. Today, we're going to go Mediterranean, where I'm going to make for you thyme-flavored home fries, followed by spiced blackened fish with aubergine caponata, and topped with a sweet finale, a creamy serradura. So let's move over. Thyme-flavored home fries. I'm going to first fill up that pan and start making it hot. I would use any vegetable oil. Pour in about 1/4 of the pan. Now I always have boiled potatoes with me, which I always keep in my fridge. The reason being they're extremely versatile and they can be used for almost anything. These potatoes have been scrubbed well and have been kept and boiled with the skin. So I'm going to cut them into wedges and I'm going to put them onto this plate here. The flavor of thyme is entirely different. So if you have fresh thyme, there's nothing like it. The fresh, fragrant flavor of the thyme is totally awe-inspiring. I'm going to put just very little bit of oil on top, just so that the thyme sticks to the potatoes. I love to see those specks of green all over the yellow potatoes. And I can feel that my oil is getting hot. So just before I put these into the oil, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of corn flour on it to make it a little more crispier. Try and dab the corn flour onto the potatoes because extra corn flour in the oil will start to burn. Let all that thyme stick onto it so that flavor gets embedded into the potatoes. You will not only end up with thyme-flavored potatoes, but also thyme-flavored oil, which you can reuse later. In go all the potatoes into that hot oil. I like to keep the skin on for the home fries because it comes out all the more crispy and tasty later. These home fries can be had as a starter just by itself, the thyme flavor to enhance it, or you can couple them up with the main course and use them as an accompaniment. You're having a kids party at home, you're having an adults party at home, you're having any kind of function at home, just one more reason to use them again. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to remove them out. They're not totally done. But I'm going to remove them in a strainer, keep them aside, and let my oil get hot once again. I'm going to then put them back inside and double fry them. This method ensures that the home fries remain crisp for a really, really long time. So there you can see my oil is getting nice and hot, and in goes my potatoes for one last quick fry before I remove them. You can see the skin getting nice and crispy. There is also a special dish called crispy potato skins where you can remove just the skins instead of throwing them out and then fry them. I just love the way these potatoes are coming up. They're getting nice and golden brown and the smell is altogether enticing. I think these are done. I'm going to remove them one final time. Golden brown home fries, simply scrumptious. I'll use that a little later. And now it's time to salt the potatoes. So all you need to do is put in a little bit of salt there and some freshly ground pepper. I always love to use freshly ground pepper. I can actually smell it wafting out from these potatoes. I'm just going to give this a quick toss and put in some more thyme. Snip it up a little bit. We have our potatoes ready, and all that we need to do is to plate it. Just tumble these onto your plate and put in some more of that gorgeous fragrant thyme all over and a little bit more of the pepper. Well, as they are hot and crisp, I'm going to dig into these. It's yummy and soft on the inside and nice and crisp on the outside, flavored with that thyme. I can't stop with just one bite. What is Mediterranean food without some fresh seafood? And that's just what we're going to make today, some spiced blackened fish. Mediterranean, but with a little Indian flavor, with ingredients that are available in and around your house. I'm going to use some flat white fish for this. I prefer to use pomfret. I have with me here 2 fillets of pomfret that I'm going to marinate first. A little bit of ginger garlic paste, and that's the Indian element in this, and some salt. You got to get a little bit down and dirty here. Okay, so just apply the ginger garlic paste. Well, marinating this fish for some time will bring out all the flavors of the fish and ensure that the salt and the ginger garlic paste moves right down to the center. A little bit of lime, just a tad of lime. So I'm going to put together my lovely fragrant spice mix. Just about 1/4 teaspoon dried oregano, some chili powder, some coriander powder, and a little bit of cumin. A whole load of freshly ground pepper. A lot of pepper there. I'm going to snip in a little bit of fresh thyme. So now just mix that up very nicely. Let the spices blend together. Make my pan hot. I like to use olive oil for this. You can use regular vegetable oil if you have it, but if you have olive oil, then definitely go for olive oil, because olive oil adds a whole different kind of flavor to this dish. Spread this mix out just a little bit and dip your fish nicely into that. As you can see, it's nicely coated. Again, spread the remaining out and dip the other piece just on one side. We don't want an overdose of all the spices. Make sure you get that out. So now that the oil is nice and hot, I'm going to put in these fillets of fish, the skin side up. But it's always better to put it like that because it prevents the fish from curling up. And the other one goes this way. If you could only smell those flavors, the oregano, the chili, the coriander, and here goes. There are adequate herbs in the oil in your pan to actually coat the other side of the fish too. So I'm going to leave that for just a little bit to get some color on the other side. Well, my fish is done. All that is required for me is to now just plate it. So here we have the blackened fish with a whole host of fragrant spices. A great accompaniment to the spiced blackened fish is an aubergine and bell pepper caponata. Now, caponata is an Italian dish popular all over the Mediterranean. It's a combination of aubergine, bell pepper, and tomatoes. I have here a nice, long, plump aubergine. I'm going to cut this into little cubes. Now, aubergine is a vegetable that's not very popular amongst most people. probably because most of the dishes that come out of it are squishy and squashy, and nobody really likes that texture. I'm just going to put a little bit of water here to wash out the bitterness of the aubergine, and then quickly pat it dry on a couple of kitchen towels. Just a quick dab is all it takes. The towels will absorb it all. I have here the oil that I used for my home fries. I'm gonna put in those lovely cubes of aubergine. As you can see, I've reused the same oil that I used for the home fries. Well, the number of times that you reuse it will probably depend on what you're frying in it. If you're frying something like vegetables, something like aubergine, which does not really leave out too much flour or anything in it, then you can probably use it 2 to 3 times. Now, the base of the caponata is a good tomato sauce. So I'm going to just do a quick tomato sauce right here. I have 2 nice, firm, plump tomatoes, and I'm going to cut them like this. Put these tomatoes into the blender and quickly just pulse it twice. And here I have a nice, lovely pink tomato concasse. And as I wait for my aubergines to get done, I'm going to chop up my vegetables. Bell peppers and tomatoes are ingredients that are very, very commonly available, not just in the Mediterranean, but I'm sure in and around your house. And I just need 1 little tomato here. Now all I need is a little bit of garlic and I'm done with my vegetables. But I'll just give my aubergines a quick toss there because I can see that they're getting brown. They're calling out to me. A nice clove of garlic, and I think I'm going to put about 3 cloves there. And we're done. It's a good idea to remove the vegetables before you put your fire off. Now normally when I'm straining vegetables, I like to put it in a strainer and keep it over a bowl so that the oil drips out. And if you like, you can reuse that too. Just put in a little bit of olive oil. The caponata has a little extra oil because you want the tomatoes and the bell peppers to get nicely coated with the oil. In this oil goes my garlic. I've got some chopped onions. And just toss that around for a little while and let the flavor of that onion and garlic mix up together with the olive oil. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to put in all these vegetables. Look at the riot of color there in the pan. Fry them just a little bit so that the flavor of the bell pepper comes out. And you can smell the flavor of the bell peppers. So, into this mixture goes my aubergines. And now that the aubergines are inside, I'm just going to toss it around. I'm going to put in just a little bit of oregano in this. And I'm going to just put all this inside. Basil. And in goes the tomato concasse. And as the tomatoes cook, you can see them changing color from a lighter red to a more darker red. And as you can see, the tomatoes have left the oil and they've merged along with the aubergine to form a lovely caponata. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt, some freshly ground pepper, just another leaf of basil. And now all that's left is for me to plate it along with my wonderful spiced blackened fish that is warm in my oven. And you can just imagine the combination and the colors all here together. Put in a nice dollop there of the caponata. All that's left is for me to put this yummy fish onto the caponata. And of course, the icing on the cake, a nice big sprig of green basil. It needs just one small thing, which is available in the Mediterranean, a couple of olives. A simple, easy dinner or a light lunch, whatever you prefer. Well, now for the best part, to dig into this and experience all those flavors that all this time I was only looking and smelling. That fish is really amazing. I mean, it's delicate, yet it holds ground with the strong flavors on top. The pepper, the cumin, the coriander, the thyme, you can see dotted all over. Before I made this, I would never have thought that aubergine and fish go so well together. Before I go on to my next dish, I'd like to do a little preparation for the creamy serradura that's going to come later. I'd like to whisk up this cream, and I have with me one of my greatest weapons in the kitchen. So I'm going to whisk this up. About 150 ml of cream, double cream, and you can see it getting thicker and thicker and creamier by the second. And there it is. Remember, if you over-whisk cream, it's going to become butter. I'm just going to put in about 4 tablespoons of condensed milk. You can put in a little less if you'd like it less sweet. And give it one last whisk. And I think that's just about done there. You can see it's nice and thick and creamy. I'm going to put this into the fridge to let it cool and thicken up just a little bit. And it's now time for me to go back to that creamy mixture with condensed milk and put together that delectable serradura. And it's nice and thick and cool. And now all that's required is to put it together. I have here some cashew nuts that I'm going to quickly just crush together. I'm going to just great stress buster, hammer these cashew nuts, break them up into small pieces, and then crushing them ever so slightly. I don't want to totally crush them out. I'd like nice big pieces of cashew too. So I think that's about done. About 5 biscuits. If you have digestive biscuits, they're also good. Any tea time biscuits, crunchy ones. And this doesn't take long to actually hammer up together. Again, I did not put them with the cashew nuts because I don't want them to be totally crushed to a powder. Mix it up all nicely together, and I'm going to just put it into this bowl. So all that's left to do is to just put it together. I'm going to take 2 nice big dollops of this cream mixture, top it with some of the nut and biscuit mixture. Now while I'm going to put some on top, I'd also like to put some at the corners here so that in the finished dessert you actually get layers and you can see this mixture from the side. The crispy, crunchy nuts and the biscuits give it a whole added texture. Okay, another whammy of cream on top. Spread that around a little bit. Some more biscuit mixture. Again, concentrate on the sides because you want the whole finished dish to look nice and well layered. And last dollop of cream there. Top it up. Spread that around once again. And to finish it off, another layer here. So normally one would end here, but I like to give it a twist. So I'm going to put in some nice chocolate shavings. Lots of it there. And I'm going to just take it quickly and put it on top. Now all that's left to be done is to just put it into the fridge and chill it for about an hour. It looks and smells so delicious. I can't wait to dig my fingers into that. I think my seradura is done. I can hear it calling to me from the fridge. Wow! Just look at those amazing layers. Biscuit, nuts, cream, and to top it off, yummy chocolate. All that is required is for me to just dig into this. You'll have to excuse me for just one moment. This sensation is just too good to let it go to waste. The nutty cashew nuts, the crispy biscuit, and the cream in the middle, sweetened by that condensed milk, and of course, rich chocolate right on top. An amazing, exquisite dish that I'm going to enjoy all by myself. So today we brought together some great flavors of the Mediterranean in one meal. The thyme-flavored home fries, the spicy blackened fish with the Indian twist, and of course topped and finished by this delectable, creamy seradura. Join me once again as I bring to you some more meals on the run. But till then, from me, Sunita, it's bye-bye.